This is Strawberry Ink. I'm your host, Santiago, and today's story hurts. It's about a 5-year-old boy whose name was Cannon Hinnant. This kid had two older sisters and two older brothers, all much older than him. He was the baby of the family, a ray of sunshine, blonde, pale skin, and normally he would go out to play outside, riding his bike, or simply just running around. And his sisters were mostly almost always there to watch him and make sure everything was okay. However, on August 9th, 2020, Cannon was riding his tricycle barefooted in the front yard of his father's home in Wilson, North Carolina. It was a Saturday evening, the kind where the air is heavy and golden, the kind where your feet get dirty from the dust on the sidewalk. And Cannon's were, because he was 5 and he didn't care. He was just being a kid. Until he wasn't. A 25-year-old neighbor named Darrius Sessoms walked across the yard and shot Cannon in the head at point-blank range. No warning, no struggle. Just sudden, brutal silence. If Cannon would have been kept inside the home, he would probably still be alive to this day. Emergency responders arrived fast. Cannon was rushed to Wilson Medical Center. This was after his big sisters went outside after hearing the loud noise and saw their little brother on the ground dead. This was a traumatizing thing for them to witness that still affects them to this day. These sisters, Carly and Ava, went outside and thought something had fell or that outside of their neighborhood the police had shot someone. But they saw their little brother on the ground face down on a puddle of blood, barefooted, no shoes or socks on. He was left to die the way Pablo Escobar was. And that is something he did not deserve. This kid was sweet to everyone. He loved his siblings. And he was nice to other kids in the neighborhood. Him being shot is something very unexpected. He died at the hospital, at the Wilson Medical Center, in a room that was not meant for kids to die in. The very next day, on August 10th, U.S. Marshals tracked down Darrius Sessoms to a home in Goldsboro, North Carolina, about 25 miles away from where this kid had been killed. He'd fled the night before with help. The Carolinas Regional Fugitive Task Force coordinated a raid of this home. The Goldsboro Police Department and Wilson County deputies joined in. And just like that, Darrius Sessoms was caught, hiding inside the home. No gunfire, no resistance. He was just arrested without further incident, processed at the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, booked at the Wilson Police Station, and then put into the Wilson County Jail on a charge of first-degree murder. But Darrius did not get there alone. His girlfriend, Aolani Takemi Mary Pettite, became a wanted woman too. Investigators traced her through her license plate, and unlike Darrius, Aolani cooperated. She turned herself in, walked into the Wilson police station, and surrendered. She was booked in the same jail on 2 felony charges, accessory and obstruction. She also faced a felony probation violation. The day of her arrest, she appeared before Magistrate Kimberly Hines. Magistrate Hines chose not to hold her in custody, and Aolani would be released the very same day. She did not even have to pay bail. This magistrate found no probable cause for the probation violation and dismissed that. But as of now, the 2 charges of accessory and obstruction would stand. These charges were because she had helped her boyfriend flee the scene to get away with murder. Prosecutor Joe Stadium assigned his assistant, Damian Tucker, to take over this case regarding the girlfriend. She was assigned to public defender Blake Walter Jr. to represent her. The next day, Darrius appeared before magistrate Patricia Higgs. She denied him bail. The prosecution was led by Joe Stadium in his part of the case. Darrius was assigned to public defender Ernest Connor. Judge Lamont Wiggins kept him in jail through every hearing. Darrius first pleaded not guilty, but the evidence, eyewitnesses, his flight, his relationship with this kid's family, it was all stacked against him. Eventually, he changed his plea to an Alford plea, a legal move where you do not admit guilt but accept a conviction and punishment anyway. On December 29, 2022, Darrius Sessoms was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He is currently serving that sentence at the Central Prison in Raleigh, North Carolina, the most secure facility in that state. The same day, on December 29, 2022, Aolani Pettite took a plea deal. She pleaded guilty to obstruction. With this deal, the accessory charge was dropped. Her sentence, 18 months of probation. She had to comply with all court order conditions, and she did. As of May 2025, her probation is over. Her record remains clean, but Aolani also gave up her right to appeal. The deal closed her case permanently. Darrius, on the other hand, did try to appeal. His legal team reached out to every level they could. State appeals courts, the Supreme Court of North Carolina, and even the U.S. Supreme Court, as well as appellate institutions. Every one of them refused to hear his case. No resentencing, no second chance. Even Judge Wiggins, who sentenced him, will not revisit the outcome. And Governor Judge Stein has made it clear this is not a case he will touch. Darrius Sessoms will never walk free again. Cannon Hinnant should be riding his bike right now. He should have scraped his knees and dirty feet and a soft little voice yelling "watch this" to his big sisters. Instead, his name is carved in a headstone. His funeral service was held at the Shingleton Funeral Home on August 13th, 2020. It was a very discreet service in Wilson, North Carolina. That has to count for something. He would be 10 years old by now. And who knows, maybe at this point he would not be blonde anymore because most blonde kids go dark before they turn 10 or even later in middle school. His life was taken too soon. I'm Santiago, and hold on to your loved ones. Hold on to them very close, because you never know when they'll be gone. You think they'll be there forever, but then they're gone in a blink of an eye. Stay safe out there and have a good rest of your day.